Welcome to the stream, everybody. It is Wednesday, and we are on Elden Ring PvP to start with. I might switch later to a different PvP or back to Night Rain. Not back to Night Rain, as not like I was playing it earlier or anything. This will be the first stream/VOD of the day. But you might be able to catch another VOD if this one isn't 4 hours long, or close to 4 hours, or at least 3 hours long. So go check that if you, get through this one and decide you want something else to watch that is also made by me or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it because there's really no reason to do anything else. I'm just going to warm up on this build for a little bit and try to get like 5 to 10 invasions and, get, like I said, warmed up. And then we might switch to Madness build or something else. I was kind of craving playing my Ranger again, my Mistwood Ranger with the bows. So we'll see about that. Excuse me. We're playing Night Rain with a dice challenge that I made up yesterday for more randomization on the startup. Funny enough, we rolled Noclateo as our shifting earth, and the rule is to keep the shifting earth until it's depleted, unless you start stream with the shifting earth you had and then you re-roll it in that case. But what's the other, then we switched to, after soloing quite easily, Dark Drift, Gladius, and these are all base, not dark, not Everdarks. And Libra. I decided to switch because I just didn't feel like running another fourth one. And we got on Dark Souls 1 PvP, and as usual, it was drip feeding invasions. So I streamed for a total, I think, of 5 hours total between Night Rain and Dark Souls 1, because I just felt kind of guilty for only streaming for like an hour and a half to 2 hours on Dark Souls 1. For the people who might stop by and want to watch the Dark Souls 1 invasions. From the VOD or whatever. Damn, kind of slow this morning. Hoping I don't have to switch games this early. Would like to get some traction. My build at 301 is not optimized for anything besides the build that it is right now. That would be the build that I can get the most traction on, though. I should consider redoing that build, because it looks like the Assassin's Guild thing really isn't happening, and I would only be able to use that build when a particular streamer is streaming and not when I'm streaming, and I really have never used that build for that because it's never really been a thing officially. So who knows, the start of the stream might be me recalculating that build, because I heard 301's the most active. or like 301 plus is the most active. Even though at that point you can't really call it a build anymore, because it really truly is just an amalgamation of all the stats. Unlike this, where, you know, still have to break up some stuff. Like, I would definitely enjoy more endurance. Okay, cool. We got some people. John Silver and Poppin. Alright. Oh. No way. Oh my god, okay. Hey, they weren't too bad. Of course, they both have that fucking dragon katana. He was very proud. He's extremely proud. My dead spot also made me put away my sword, which is pretty bad. Oh, wow, really? Hey, Austin, thanks for the follow. That means a lot. I don't know, you have free follower emotes now. I don't know if you were aware of that before you followed. Lots of Souls-themed emotes in there. If you're a Bloodborne fan, you'll notice a couple of them are definitely Bloodborne themed. And then some of them are, I got one Duskbloods. I think that the Duskbloods one might be a paid tier though. It might not be free, I can't remember. But yeah, thanks again, it means a lot. Especially right at the beginning of stream. It's quite a nice gesture. Hopefully we can get another invasion and either get the run back on those guys or just get something else going. Yeah, because of my dead spot, it almost makes me want to put another weapon in my right hand, like a real weapon. I'm also not really spec'd out for that, though. I don't think. See, yeah, I'm fat rolling now. I would have to either wear whatever this. I would have to wear this or maybe this. Because at least then I have this in my right hand now. If I a dead spot to it. Because yeah, unless I want to go get a completely new controller, which this controller I've only had for like 2 months now. Or actually, no. However long it's been since Night Rain came out, because I got it in response to knowing Night Rain was coming out and not wanting it to have the controller I had, which, what was wrong with the controller that I had? I don't remember. I think it had actual controller dead spot, like actual stick dead spots or something. And maybe like one of the triggers wasn't working consistently. I don't remember what happened to that one. but it was bad enough that I was like, I gotta get a new controller before Night Rain comes out. And basically, like, it came with a dead spot in the D-pad, where sometimes when I press the D-pad on the right to switch my weapon that's in the right slot of the D-pad, it switches the up spot. Gross. It's a true solo host. Yikes. Sucks to be a solo host today, doesn't it? Try to use the same move back to back. Smarty. See, that's what happens when my D-pad doesn't make me switch my weapon instead of switching the spell. Because, yeah, that's what was happening, is that I was switching my spells. And it's possible every now and then, or maybe it's just me fat fingering, I don't know, man. But I didn't used to do that. That wasn't a thing that used to happen. I think there's something with the D-pad. Maybe it's not a dead spot. Maybe it's just the way it's manufactured. But it's easier for me to fat finger it now, maybe. Because I played Elden Ring for years and other games, other Souls games that required me to constantly use my D-pad to switch weapons and stuff. And I never had this issue. This build specifically requires a lot of switching spells. Because it has so many different combos of things it can do. And, yeah, it just never happened. So, I'm also thinking that, like, it has to be the controller, because of that. And in Night Rain, there's a lot of using the up button for the D-pad to use the stuff that you have in your inventory. So a lot of the times there I'll also switch weapons when I don't mean to, which is funny because, for my Iron Eye build, I have these switch weapons, adds affinities, switching weapons buffs your attacks, and added affinities buffs attack. That night aspect relic, and it requires me to switch often, so it's actually kind of a good thing on Iron Eye, typically. And Iron Eye is my dude. You've got people talking about how Night Rain is kind of a testing ground for From Software's future games, and that most of the mechanics that the Nightfarers have in Night Rain are mechanics that they intend to either port over to a new game or, tweak and then make a new skill out of it, for whatever the next game is. And that's kind of got me excited, because if Iron Eye is going to be, if the abilities of Iron Eye are going to become the abilities of a future character, a playable character, or like, if anything, they could just make those into Ashes of War or weapon arts, and then every character could just have access to them, in whatever fashion that they're existing in, but also I think it would be kind of cool for build diversity if the starting classes of the next Souls game that they make have unique abilities, so that not only are you thinking about your build in the case of like what stats do I want for the weapons and the spells I'm going to have, but also now I have this class specific ability that I also think I want to use. Yeah. Damn, dude, this game's almost as dead as Dark Souls 1. Hopefully it picks up soon. I really don't want to have to switch games super early. I was thinking about maybe Dark Souls 3 again, but I don't know if playing Dark Souls 3 right after Elden Ring is going to be a good idea, because of the huge difference in backstab economy in that game. It's probably not even the right way to, like, it probably doesn't make any sense. It's just like you can't throw out a heavy attack in Dark Souls 3 just willy-nilly. You can't, because while you can't backstab fish the same way in Dark Souls 3, like it's not as easy as Dark Souls 1, it's still fairly easy to run behind someone and backstab them, especially if they're throwing out a heavy attack. And you remember / know that it's a heavy attack that's easily punishable, which I guess for the katana build that I have, it's fairly easy. If they ever remake Dark Souls 3 or remaster it, and we get a wave of people that are playing it, that it makes it relevant to invade their, like, you know, long term and make new builds and stuff. I think I want to make a Hazelpick build that is reminiscent of my barbaric mage in this game. All right, Danny and Natsu, let's go. GG. I'm not even entirely sure what happened. I think because I hit him with the laser right before he did his weapon art, he just, or his Ash of War, he just ate a bunch of damage because that thing probably had enough hyper armor in its attack or something. Also, another Vare mask. I really hope that they don't tie bleed to something, or I want so badly for pieces of armor to not come with buffs. I originally thought that was cool, and not that it wasn't a thing that already happened. Like in Dark Souls 1, there's the masks. The Mother Mask mainly is the one that people use, but there's also the Father and the Son as well. And they all come with attributes, and they're associated with shitty build paths that are for fucking, shitheads that nobody fucking likes. But, yeah, and then I guess Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 didn't really have that, or I just don't remember it, or they just weren't that useful, one of the three, or both, or all, I don't know. But, obviously Elden Ring brought that back with Vare's mask and a couple other things, and now those pieces of equipment, like the stone mage masks in this game as well, are associated with a certain type of playstyle. Vare's mask obviously associated with bad kids who use bleed weapons because they aren't good enough to not use the OP bleed weapons. And it has this stigma of like, I can't fucking lose to this person because, they're bad. They're what I and a bunch of other people would consider quite bad. I'm not about to bow to you, bud. Oh shit! No fucking way. Night Rain Sprint. GG. Now I'm probably just gonna go snipe your host. Okay, hosty goo. Oh shit. Okay. That was fun. I love being left alone with blues. It's so fun. Because they crumble the second that they can't gank. Because that's all blues in this game. In other games, no. But in this game, blues are just gankers without friends. And they have to be a blue in order to be a ganker. Because they don't have any friends to gank with. So when I get a blue that's alone by themselves, I get to have this like super wide grin as I'm like absolutely murdering the shit out of them because they have no friends. The hosts and the summons are not their friends. They will leave the blue alone because they don't care about the blue. And since the blue decided to be a ganker, but without any friends, they're now left alone. And I, an invader who is just good at the game and doesn't need people to gank to help me win, is now one-on-one with them and is going to obviously pound them into the goddamn dirt. It's always very therapeutic to be alone with the blue. I think they have to be fighting that tree sentinel, not tree sentinel. There's so many different tree variant. There's the sentinel, the spirit, the other thing. I don't remember all their names. I thought so. Oops. Oh well. See, for the people who have watched the Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1 streams and watched me blunder over and over again because I'm rusty and don't remember some of the controls or some of the essentially laws of existing in that game and doing well, it's because I've been playing this game and all the skill that I had in those games has been transferred to this one. I'm so comfortable in Elden Ring. Alright, we're only going to do like one or two more on this build for warm-up, and then we're going to switch to something else. Because while I'm sure this build is fun for some people to watch, it's definitely my most well-equipped build with the most stuff going on in order to kill ganks. So it's, easier to win on this build than it is on my other builds. Hold on, I'm going to look at something real fast while I'm waiting. Yeah, okay. I had not saved the previous clip that just happened. It was okay. It was kind of the summon I took down pretty quickly, like in a instrumental, like very precise scientific takedown, The host was a little bit more finicky, mainly because they were much quicker with their magic spam. And also fairly brave for a summon who just watched me kill their... sorry, for a host that just watched me kill their summon pretty decisively. I wish I could hear the conversation sometimes after I kill a summon and the summon is waiting to hear the host. Like, did you beat him? Did you get him? Nah, he got me. I'm sure a lot of the times it's much more angry than that. It's like, this stupid, friendless, bitchless piece of shit. Why do invaders do what they do? I've had enough people in my comments talking like that. One of the last times I uploaded a short, was just like me kicking a guy off a ledge, and someone in the comment section was like, invaders are always so lame. And it's like, the fuck? All I did was kick him off a ledge. I didn't do anything mean. Like, I wasn't mean about it or anything. I was not being a jerk about my win. I don't know. Alright. Like I said, probably only doing one more on this build, and then we're going to switch. Actually, fuck it. I'm warmed up enough. Let's switch. I want to play my ranger. He's fun. Before the DLC came out and I brought all my builds to 200, a lot of my builds were level 75, and the Spark aromatics worked really well at level 75. This build was essentially my heavy hitter. Not this one. This is a DLC build. It's going to be this one. Okay, yeah, that's the same. Okay, winged sword, or ritual sword, and then sting and arrows, soaring sting. I believe this is the setup, and then these. Yeah, this is my Mistwood Ranger next to the Mistwood Forest, which is what all this is. This is the Mistwood Forest, Mistwood Ruins. You know, since the Siofra River well is here, maybe I can incorporate some Siofra shit into this build, because he would be like, you know, he's like a little bit of a, oops, I'm using Night Rain Brain right now. Yeah, he would be like kind of a protector of this forest, which means he's also friends with Blyde. I should probably consider buying some arrows soon. Actually, we should probably go do that right now before anything else. Pretty sure this is where I get arrows. Poison arrows. Uh-oh. Oh, I killed him. That's right. I forgot. How do I... Uh-oh. Can remember how to do the round table hold thing for a second. Why is there an ibuprofen right there? Someone dropped an ibuprofen in this household. And it wasn't me. And I doubt it was the cats. Oops. This one? Yeah. Cool. Do I have extra soul packets? Oh, I do. Oh, I do. Wait. There. And back to Mistwood we go. Alright. I want to switch the time of day. I don't like when it's dark in my area of invading. I wish you could turn the day and night cycle off, at least in your world. Yeah, dude, because this build exists, you can bet your ass. If the next game has some of Iron Eye's abilities in it, I'm going to be making Iron Eye. Or like an Iron Eye adjacent Ranger type. Because this is one of my shits, man. This is one of them. When it comes to like original builds that I made on my own that I had a lot of fun making and enjoy playing all the time, this is one of my guys. You ever think that this armor set was the inspiration for how Wilder looks? Like, it's got a similar look to it, you know, or makeup to it. It's a little different, obviously, and it's white themed. Raging Wolf. I just realized my my flask is not the right flask. It's okay though. I forget to use my shit all the time anyway. I think we're gonna disconnect, unfortunately. No, you know what? I'm pretty sure that this Ash of War works if I hit with my because what I have is Spike Cracked here. Temporarily boost charged attack power. Charged attack? That's actually not what I thought I had. I was using the wrong thing. Charged attacks for a time. Oh, you know what? It's okay. See my recovery speed. Yeah, brain hurt. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I thought that I had the spiked, I forget what it's called, not spiked, it's like, it's the one that does the same thing that Melania's, or the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia, or the Millicent's Prosthesis. It does that, but it's in a physic, and you're supposed to use all three together to get like maximum damage on multi-hit things. I thought I had that, but it turns out it's actually the R2 of the sword that I was doing, because you also charge the R2. It's interesting. That was on the ninja build, not this build. Are they already in the damn boss fight? Ooh. Ah. They might not be. They might already be over here, which means that I can surprise attack them, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't that great. What? Really? Fuck. Fuck. Haha. Fucking host die. No. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Okay, GG. I don't know about that fashion. So I actually thought the host died. I didn't realize there was another summon. So I kind of stopped really thinking about winning, and yeah, kind of blew up in my face a little bit. It's okay though. We will get used to this build, because I forgot that I have to two-hand. That's another thing that happened. I forgot that if I don't two-hand my sword, on this build, the weapon art will not come out. It'll just switch to my bow. It'll two-hand my bow. Same thing with this. If I do this, I'll do that, you know? So I need to two-hand my sword in order to get the sword dance art. Because I used to actually have nothing in my left hand. I would have the shield here, and then this would be empty. So that the left hand could be empty, so that when I went to do sword dance, it just worked. And then I also had my parry tool if I needed to switch to it. But since Ansbach's bow came out, and I think that not only is Ansbach's bow really essential to the build, but that bone bow is even more essential, even though I'd rather it not be, for ganks and stuff like that. That it, you know, unfortunately bone bow overtakes everything else when it comes to the bows because of how important it is to have for ganks. I could get rid of it, but then I would just wish I had it all the time because other people are going to have it and I'm going to want to like fire back at them, you know. What I could do, although it would take away from this cool aura that I have where I have my bow in my left hand and my sword in my right, and it feels like very D&D Ranger, Dungeons and Dragons Ranger, would be to put the bone bow away until I need it and then take it out, even though I would have to switch, hard swap. Oh, Gizmo's here. Bow build? Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a build command, but actually this is what I want. There we go. No spells. Dude is not a spell weaver, but you know, level 200, 99 vigor. And then there's my other stuff. I also got to remember how much damage my bows do because of my talisman setup. It's another thing that I need to not forget. It's my guy. Very proud of him. I wish his scabbard didn't phase through his cape, but here we are. You know, here we are. No spear tail? What? Oh, the talisman? I mean, shit, I actually don't have it. It would be right there, wouldn't it? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like all these are better, you know, right? Because, like, that's only counterattack damage, isn't it? These are all immediately contributing, aren't they? Oh, that just launches them. I thought it would hold it if I didn't let go. Well, yeah. Or, wow, right into that rock. I did not realize that they were just gonna go right into that rock. It's kind of funny. Anyway, I don't think arrows would just stick into rocks like that. I think they would, you know, bounce off, right? Unless the rocks in this world are made of clay only. You know, if they're like malleable, like cement, but more malleable than cement. Counter damage window is during recovery frames, like frame 15 to 30. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, is that it only works when I'm attacking them during their attack. Which, you know, might happen sometimes, but, you know, I'm trying to maximize damage at all times with these bows. Unfortunately, if I had a 5th weapon slot, or if one of these talismans just didn't exist, then I would probably have that one. But, you know, the DLC not only gave us the soaring sting, but it stacks with regular sting, so, you know. Plus, I don't have it on this build. I could go get it. I don't remember where it is. I used to have everything like that kind of memorized because I was making builds all the time. But then Patches Emporium and, you know, time in between now and then. Oh god, these guys have matching names. Hater Crazy is one of their names, and the other one is like Imperial something. but they're ephemeral. But they have 2 eyes at the beginning and the end of their names, which means that they're little buddies. And they might be nasty gankers, but it looks like we're also DCing from them. So we're not gonna get those 2, at least not now. Cross trees work too. I really like those talismans. I don't remember what cross trees does. I know which one you're talking about. It's the DLC one, right? That you get from Letta. Needle Knight Letta. Which, by the way, you probably never heard me talk about it, but I hate that in all the fan art, almost all the fan art of Shadow of the Erdtree, everybody else has their helmet on when people draw all the DLC NPCs, but Letta always has hers off. And it's because she's pretty, and the others aren't considered, like, societal standard beautiful. Like, not even, I don't remember her name, the Redmane Knight, I would assume. And so people just keep their helmets on, but Letta gets to have hers off. The murderer, the disgusting serial killer who murdered their entire squad because they weren't loyal to Mikola, loyal enough to Mikola. She gets to have her helmet off because everyone thinks she's cute and pretty. And I'm like, dude, if I see... Luckily, the Shadow of the Erdtree art has died down since, then, because it's been a year now, over a year. But back then, when it first came out, and I knew already about Letta, like, before I knew about Letta as a murderer, it still bothered me. But, now it bothers me even more. Because I'm like, that's like drawing... It's not as bad, obviously, because all she did was murder, like, a handful of people. But imagine if someone drew fucking Hitler in a kawaii little style with, like, a cute little outfit on, like, and everybody else, all the, like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's the same goddamn thing, honestly, because they're both murderers. And it's like, It also bothers me when people draw Marika or, like, Mesmer in, like, cute slice of life shit, because they are also genocidal maniacs. This might go pretty bad. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm probably gonna die horribly here. I can poison you through your shield. Probably poisoned, yes. We're trying to get you to waste as many flasks as possible, buddy. Because your host clearly ain't gonna stay and fight. Okay. The less flasks they have, the less chance they have of outlasting Malekith. Which is a pretty low chance, because they probably suck, because they had to summon 2 other guys. And those 2 guys probably aren't very good because they have great shields and shit. Okay. Would it just refresh my arrows if I sat here? Yeah, it would. Forget how some of these games work. Because like Bloodborne doesn't have anywhere for you to sit to regain stuff. You have to die. And then I don't remember how Dark Souls 1 and 3 work with that either. Ooh, we got another one. Pretty quick. It's a goddamn solo host, and their name is Super Kizaru. What is this fucking... There's like an ad on the PSN home screen thing for something that looks like they're trying to mix Arthur Morgan's face with someone else's face, and it's like, dude, get that shit off my screen. I liked Red Dead 2, but I'm not trying to see ads every time I look to see who I'm invading. Oh, that's right, it's one guy. I forgot that it's just one guy. Where the fuck are they? Let's get him before he makes it more than one guy. Oh, I thought that was him for a second. Forgot that I have a compass. Getting used to... Whoops. What do you think this is? Damn it! They mistimed their swing on accident, and I know they didn't do that on purpose. That's okay, though. Missing 2 flasks. Yeah, I probably just didn't go get them or something. I'm like that, Gizmo. I don't know. I don't think you've ever really watched an abundance of my streams in the sense that you would know how I am, but I don't really go get everything all the time. I don't know. I don't have a fucking... I'd have to waste one. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't build optimally at all most of the time. Gizmo. Weird seeing Gugs not crouch poke. I mean, they were crouch poking. They just didn't do it over and over again, I guess. Maybe you weren't looking at the beginning of the invasion, which I don't blame you. I know people, usually watch in the background until they hear action happening. But yeah, I'm just not interested in having the most optimal build ever. The only reason I have you know, stats like this is because I'm at 200 and I'm allowed to have stats like that. But back when I was building stuff at level 75, you know, I'd be doing unoptimal shit all the time. I mean, like, it's funny because a decent amount of my build videos from back then, because I made build videos, I have a playlist of all my build videos. You know, you'll be able to see how unoptimal they were if you go look at those, which I don't expect you to, but, you know, just take my word for it. I've never been Mr. Optimal. My barbaric mage build was like a strength build with some extra magic, and the magic was pretty much just utility to like switch up on people, so I wouldn't just have my strength build shit happening. Nah, saw the whole thing. They like barely swung. It was weird how they kept like hiding behind doors and shit. That was very strange to me. I also used to hate wizards back in like Dark Souls 3 and back when this game first came out, but slowly over time I typically include some sort of magic. The build that I usually warm up with, my spell is my Blade Singer. If you ever played D&D, in D&D the wizard has a class called the Blade Singer, which allows the wizard to have like medium armor and or no, wait, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's light armor, because they usually can't wear any armor, but they're allowed to have light armor, and as long as they're only wearing light armor or less, they get a bonus to their melee attacks that is equal to their intelligence modifier and their proficiency bonus. Alternate fingers is faster, by the way. Yeah, no, I've been doing alternate fingers. I just sometimes don't do them back to back all the time because I'm not like, you know, in the biggest rush ever or anything. But anyway. Never invade above 150. Too many filthy wizards at that point. That's funny. Yeah, I've just learned to deal with it. I don't blame you. Is this a dude that's at the fucking artist shack? Evil Jesus is their name. Okay, no, they're right here. Is this a solo host? It is. Gross. Damn it. Jesus Christ. I forgot about knives. I always do that shit, dude. I always do that shit. I was gonna hit him with the arrow and heal, and then I forgot that I had my damn spark aromatics out, because this is the only build that I have spark aromatics and stuff in my slots. Usually I just have my crimson tears and then that's it in that slot, so it's easy for me to on this build to accidentally blunder by not switching to flasks fast enough. Anyway, I've just gotten used to wizards, and I honestly adopted the wizardry mainly because, you know, being at high level, one of the best ways to stay sane is to join them, you know, if you can't beat them, right? So I have a build that is set up. It's definitely not optimal. It's still not an optimal wizard build. It's like got way too much dexterity and endurance and strength and stuff to be as good of a wizard build as it could be. And I don't have all of the, you know, spells or anything. I only have like 5 spells on that build. And 2 of them are sword sorceries. One of them is Miriam's Vanishing, which doesn't do any damage. It just teleports me 5 feet or so. The real nasty, like, in wizard spells that I have on that build are the Glintstone Comet and the explosive one, Gravity Missile or something, Gravitational Missile. And really, Gravitational Missile, I feel like as an invader is justified to use because you're usually fighting 3 people. And it's a really good way to either break up 3 people and stop them from chasing you for a few seconds, give you like a brevity, not brevity, a brief reprieve from the like chaos of being chased by 3 people. Or if they're low level, like low health enough, it'll just one-shot them. Which is nice every now and then. I love Sparks at low level. Yeah, at level 75, Sparks was so strong. They're still useful now, but it's obviously dropped off a lot. Even with the Dex. Fuck, of course this like sword is in my way. Fuck. And now... Wow. There goes your host. Is that an NPC summon? It is. It's the... Wait, it might be the invader, actually. That's kind of funny. Low level, they have no fire resist. Yeah, no, I have a lot of videos of people that are like... Because before the DLC came out, everything was a level 75 for me, pretty much. I think I only had like 1 or 2 builds that were at 125 or 150 or whatever. And people were like, dude, how is your aromatic doing so much damage? How are you like one-shotting people with your spark aromatic? And I'd be like, dude, it's because I have like the most dex I could have and with the most vigor. And then it's like I have nothing else. I just have dex and vigor. And I have the fire thing in my flask, the fire tier, and I'm just, you know, it just scales really well at low levels. Most of my invasions on this build would have been won back then by just one-shotting people with spark aromatics. Yeah. But now that I'm at level 200, you know, they're useful. They can be nice for a little surprise or a switch up. Or a wake up. Sometimes spark aromatics are good for wake up. That's one of my favorite things to do, especially level 75 when I was there, was to wake people up with spark aromatics and watch them just fucking melt. Yeah, it's pretty good. But either way, I use them for spacing to heal too. Yeah, exactly, 100% same. They're not as effective for that at this level. People just kind of like don't care about the damage, unfortunately. But yeah, back at 75, it would definitely work, or maybe even 150. Sleep pot on the ground. Yeah. I just, I always have themed builds. Every build I have it fits a theme, so I'm gonna like be leaving shit out on purpose that I could use. And while this build, I wouldn't say the sleep pots are necessarily out of the theme, because this build technically is a Mistwood Ranger, right? So like this is the Mistwood Forest. Mistwood Ruins. This is the Mistwood Forest. And this is the Mistwood Ranger. He lives in this forest and protects it, you know what I mean? So the idea is to have like most of the archery stuff, and then anything that deals with forest life, living in the forest or whatever. So the aromatics make some sense to me because it's stuff that you would make with herbs, probably, perfumers. Makes sense that he might have like met a perfumer at some point and learned how to make aromatics with the different things that exist in the forest. I do pretty much the same. The three I use right now is just Vike, Rolling, and Torch. Oh, nice. Vikes is really unfortunate for me as the way that I like to build, because you may have already seen my Madness build. I'm pretty sure I've streamed with my Madness build before, and I decided pretty early on in Elden Ring's life, after finding the first Madness incantation that's in Limgrave. It might be here in the Weeping Peninsula, technically still Limgrave, but anyway. After finding that, I was like, ooh, I'll make a mad druid character. Like, he went crazy, and now he's trying to protect the forest from people that aren't even actually bothering it, Really? Okay. Well, good thing I blocked him. He must have like 80 to 100 or 99 faith or something in order for that to two-shot me like that. Because I don't think he hit me previous to getting that off, because the first one didn't go off all the way. It like got interrupted and didn't do any damage. Anyway, I block solo hosts. I hate fighting them. They're always like rune-arced and spec'd out in order to do 1v1s, and this build isn't made for 1v1s. It's made for chaotic ganks. All of my builds are. I have to have a hard swap to Tree Spear when I'm feeling Madness is being too oppressive. Yeah, so what I was trying to say about Madness is that I wanted to make a Mad Druid who was like so crazy due to the Madness that he was defending the forest from people that aren't even really affecting it. He's just going after anyone and everyone. People that aren't even in the forest, which, makes sense for the invasions being global and stuff. He's just like, you were in a forest at some point, I can tell, and I'm going to kill you now because you're threatening the forest, but you're actually just like, you didn't do anything. You maybe just went camping or something. And, realizing that Vikes was the only Madness weapon in the game until the DLC came out was so sad for me, because Vikes does not fit a druid. It's it's a fucking great spear. No druid is going to be using a great spear made of metal. That's supposed to be like for war. So when the DLC came out and there were more Madness weapons, that made me like a little happier. But ultimately, I was still sad to find out that there were basically no meta Madness weapons. Even if Midra's sword had been a Madness weapon, it wasn't going to be good for my build because it didn't fit the theme. So, like, while the fists and the torch sort of fit the theme of like a mad hobo druid guy from the forest, they're still like, I wish they were a little more potent. so that I would not have to try so hard on that build. Like a madness club would have been dope, or an axe or something. Oh shit, do the madness gloves have a fist moveset? If you could running attack chain, that would be crazy. I don't know what they have. Technically, like in regards to what you were asking, I don't know if it's the same moveset you're talking about. Alternate fingies, brudda. Alternate fingers. I am. What do you mean? I'm going back and forth. I'm just not spamming it like over and over again. Oh, it's doing a thing where it's not noticing that I'm switching. Wait, hold on. Okay, cancel invasion. What is happening here? I don't know what you mean by alternate fingies. Yeah, I'm just not spamming. Yeah. Sometimes I've learned in the other games that sometimes letting it sit for a few seconds helps. And I get lost in thought sometimes where I'm like rambling. Sometimes I just forget to start to use them again. But anyway, yeah, I was pretty mad about it. I had a whole video after the fists came out, or after the DLC came out, and I realized the madness fists were pretty good. Well, they were all right. They're not really good or anything, but they were decent enough. They were worth making a build around. And yeah, I made a whole video about how, like, even though it's not perfect, these weapons are finally, better than just Vike's Spear by itself. Like, Vike's Spear is obviously still the best madness weapon in the game, but at least now it has competitors for madness weapons in general. Which, like, in Night Rain, they didn't include the DLC stuff for the most part. Ah, God damn it. Fuck. Nope. I don't even know where the fuck I am. I don't know where the fuck I am. This is annoying as fuck. God damn it. Oh well. Yeah, they were annoying as fuck. I'm blocking them. Fuck them. Don't worry, you'll never have to worry about me invading ever again. Popping fucking glintstone rocks over and over again might be one of the most annoying things in the game. For me, at least. Yeah, Crutchville. Oh my god. What is the man running? 2 great katanas. Yeah, I found out weird. Wasn't searching normally. Sea magic sucks. I mean, that wasn't like true sorcery. That was, I mean, those are glintstone rocks. That's, you don't have to have very high intelligence at all to be popping those, I don't think. You might not even need any intelligence besides base intelligence to pop those. And the katanas don't count because while they do include intelligence, you can use them without casting any spells. So, I mean, I don't know. It can be annoying, don't get me wrong. I agree, but I've just learned to deal with it for the most part. And if I don't feel like dealing with it, then I just block people. But I'm not, I'm not about to lose my mind or anything about it. It's a big difference between me and the version of myself that was streaming like 8 years ago, back when I first got affiliate, is that I understand how to control my anger now. I don't really rage ever. That's the closest I'll get to raging, and then I'll just, use the block button to keep myself from having to keep dealing with that shit so that I don't lose my shit. And, like, I know I'm not the best player in the world, and I'm okay with that, I'm good enough that I can get some pretty good invasions where I defeat, multiple people and get a fun, cool clip to post or to put into a video of clips for some kind of video of a build or whatever. And that's all that really matters to me. I'm sure eventually I'm going to get enough people in here while I'm streaming that someone's going to be like hating real hard after I lose like that, and I'm probably going to be much better at dealing with it than I would back then. Back then I don't think I would have been able to handle it. I think I would have lost my shit and had to like mute my mic and just brood for like 10 to 15 minutes before I finally started talking again. Now I'm just like, shit happens. It is what it is. Annoying people exist. Ganks that I won't be able to win exist. I only block cheaters and people over 200 MS ping. I have 645 people blocked at this point. So it might work different on PC, but on PSN will actually unblock people after a month without telling you, and they'll stay on your block list. So, and you can't search people on your block list. You have to go all the way through your block list manually, one by one, to find the person you're trying to unblock so that you can block them again if you don't want to like keep fighting them again after a month. I learned that because of Bloodborne, because I started getting into that community with the Return to Yharnam 10-year anniversary thing. Some people found me, and I got to be like in this Discord where I interact with the community a lot, and they show up for streams and shit. And I was blocking this guy named, there was two people, Black Utopia and Maddie Osin something, like some numbers and shit. And I didn't like playing them for one reason or another. One was considered a cheater because with Bloodborne I guess you can use the cloud or something to like hack a file so that you can use like one-shot weapons and shit. And Maddie will fight you normal at first, and if you beat them as you're killing them, they will rage quit so that you don't get your echoes or your insight for beating them. And then the next time they see you, they'll pull out their one-shot pistol and they'll just shoot you for one shot, and you like basically won't be allowed to fight them normal anymore. The whole fight will just be trying to avoid their one-shot pistol and not get punished with it. So I just blocked him immediately after, you know, dealing with him like that for a couple, maybe 3 or 4 different sessions. And then the Black Utopia guy was just kind of an asshole. Like, I just didn't like fighting him because of the way he plays. He's just kind of annoying to fight, and like plays in a way that feels disrespectful. Like, he stands there and waits for you to attack, and then he dodges and does something, and that's the whole fight with him. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just not going to fight this guy, I'll block him. And then, you know, like a month later, when I came back to Bloodborne to, like, you know, say hi to everyone and hang out from the community, I was like, oh shit, I'm invading the people that I blocked. Definitely did not unblock them. And yeah, then I was like, oh, okay, so it's like about 30 days and then PSN unblocks them. But once again, they don't take them off the block list. So if you try to use your recent player search to find them, they won't show up, and you'll have to like go search their tag in your block list manually one by one without being able to actually search for it in a bar. And that is annoying and sucks. So, you know, let's see, Hinder Diver and some other guys. It's 3 people. I'm just glad chainsaw and tumble buffers aren't that prevalent anymore. Yeah, well, I heard they patched some tumble buffing shit recently in Elden Ring. I don't know what you were doing ignoring me. Yay, wake up. I don't know if you can parry fists. You probably can. Oh man, this build isn't super optimal at all, but I still love it. Might switch builds soon, just because unfortunately this build is not that great. And I kind of want some more variety in what I can do, not gonna lie. It's fun to come back to this build, but I might switch to Madness after this. A couple more on this one. You can parry fists. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know why PSN does that. I assume there's some kind of like memory server that they have. They have some kind of like whatever, I don't know the terminology, but something like that where they keep people that are blocked or something for people. I don't know. And they probably don't want to pay the extra money to make it, you know, infinite, because I'm sure that they probably have to, like, you know, maintain that or pay for it to happen, and it costs money to upkeep or whatever, and make sure that it never, like, I don't know, there's probably something money wise that they don't want to spend the money to make blocks permanent. Because, you know, this whole time I've been thinking on Elden Ring that I've been blocking solo hosts, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to fight this person anymore because they're a solo host, and that's just not what this build is good at fighting. It's not good for duels. And I know that doesn't necessarily make any sense, but I promise if you built the way that I did and played the way that I play, you would understand why these builds are not good for dueling, even though they're good for fighting multiple people. And yeah, I just don't like it. Plus, regardless of what my build is, solo hosts almost always are rune arced and have a gimmick that you won't be able to really catch until you fight them once. So they almost always will get that free win because you're not ready for the gimmick that they're about to do that probably will one-shot you. Kind of like that guy with the bear roar thing. I couldn't have predicted that he was just going to bear roar me, or that he was going to do it back to back, and that if I did get caught in it, it was going to one-shot me, essentially. You know, and if I can now, if I invade him again, he'll never get that on me. That won't be a thing anymore. But the problem is that I don't enjoy fighting people like that. So he's going to get his free win, and then I'm just going to move on. You know, sometimes I do get to beat solo hosts, and that's pretty fun. Like, you know, but because at the end of the day, they're spec'd out for duels. I am not. And I will never be able to rune arc. So they'll always have 25% more HP than I do. I gotta fucking throw on more fingers. I'm yapping again. I'm yapping and I'm not alternating. You can parry. Okay, I miss over-leveled phantoms. Are you saying because of seamless you can't fight over-leveled phantoms? I think you said that last time, that the balancing is better on seamless, so over-leveled phantoms don't matter as much. Seamless doesn't have them anymore. It was nice killing level 7. I don't think 750 is a thing. I think 713 is the highest, isn't it? You can't go to 750. At least not on this game. I remember that number because I remember thinking how weird it is that they were like, yeah, 713 is the highest level. It probably has something to do with the stats existing in the number that they exist in, and then also that you can only go to 99 and not 100. So when you reach 99 in every stat, it equals 713. Like, I'll do the math real fast. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stats. And so 8 times 99. No, it's 792. What? Did I count it wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. There's 8 stats. Oh, you know what, though? You don't level every stat to 99, and you don't start at level 1 for every stat, or for every build. So it's probably factored in whatever level. That's a lot of math to do, and I'm not about to do it, so never mind. What time are we at? 120 something? 130 something? Yeah. Okay, I think we're switching to madness now. Been long enough on this ranger build. I wish if you were backing out of a file to go to the main screen that it wouldn't do the startup where it shows the Bandai and FromSoft logos. Mad Spectre. I can't remember, honestly. I just know it was over 1 million you received there, over 700 runes. Yeah, I've occasionally used the rune calculator to figure out what someone's level is, but I'm not that interested in knowing people's levels. So, you know, maybe one day I'll have enough people in chat that someone who cares about that shit will just tell me what level people are, but other than that, I'm never going to care enough to look it up myself, for the most part. Okay. Here we got an invasion. It's 3 people. That's one thing I like about PSN. I don't know if you can do that on PC, but on this one I can look at how many people I'm joining a session with, and obviously start to prepare based on that. I swear I saw a thing over that way, but I don't even know. Yeah, okay. I keep forgetting I have a compass because Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 don't have them. Oh. I didn't know this overlooks that. Do they have... Oh, shit. They don't have the grafted scion. Fuck. I need to get situated. Ha! Suck it. Oh, I'm out of mana. Whew. That was chaotic as fuck. Good lord. I should go buy arrows soon, maybe. Oh wow, it gives you ping, player count, rune level. Vanilla, you can do that too using Steam player list, or third party tool does the same thing. Oh, that's cool. Well, darn. Yeah. I know Saint Riot doesn't like using it because he likes being surprised. But for my own fucking sanity, because I'm not a crazy person like Saint Riot, I need to know who I'm up against, because if I get surprised by 3 players and I get blendered because I'm not expecting 3 people to be behind a corner, then I'll, be pretty unhappy about that. I gotta go to the store. I'll lurk for now. Okay, yeah. Hey, thanks, man, for showing up, hanging out. Stay safe. See you next time, or whenever you come back later, if you do. The hangout is always appreciated. It's always much easier to stream when there's someone in chat that is replying to everything that's happening. So I will always appreciate the viewership. even if it is from someone that I was friends with before I started streaming, so they have more of an incentive to hang out. I gotta shave my beard. I forgot that I have the talisman that makes me take more damage. But that's just from fire negation, right? Just damage negation as a whole, actually. So, yeah, it's everything. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite build, even though it's not the most optimal. It has enough stuff on it that I can, adapt to situations and stuff. It's not like the Ranger build where, honestly, the Ranger build, as much as I like it, it only kind of works in like an open field, or if I'm fighting people that are broken up in a 1v1. This one adapts enough to different situations that I am not trapped in one situation as a good one. It's not as good as the Blade Singer, because the Blade Singer has a way better weapon and more adaptive spells. But it's pretty good still. Ugh. Well, I could easily just Patches Emporium, a +10 torch and a +10 staff, but for some reason I have not. Shit, I could. No. They're both probably somber stones. Man, Night Rain is going to get a hard mode soon. I've definitely talked about this on stream a few times already, but I just can't get over how interesting it sounds, and I'm very excited for it. I really am psyched about the fact that relics and items are going to come with curses now. They don't always come with curses, I'm pretty sure, but there's a chance to roll a curse on your relics before playing and your items during playing. And one of the curses that I've seen is like I have pictures of it on my phone that I can look at for quick, easy access. Here we go. So like one of them is impaired physical damage negation, but you also get improved magic negation and improved incantations on the same staff. And then this is a Great Omen Cleaver. It has HP restoration upon landing attacks, taking damage, boost damage negation, damage increased by night encroachment. So that's actually not that great, I don't think. Or not that bad, is what I mean, because you're getting health back when you land attacks. You're taking less damage, but the damage is boosted. I think what night encroachment means is that when the fog moves in closer, everything's damage goes up. Damage increased by night encroachment. I don't think that means your damage gets increased. I think it's damage done to you. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is damage increased for you, because it would probably say something like taking damage increased or something. I don't know. Then we've got a Gargoyle's Black Axe. Gargoyle's Black Axe. Attack up when wielding 2 armaments. Taking damage restores FP. And then Rot build up when below max HP. Which, means that the second you stop being max HP, you start to build up rot, and then you'll eventually start rotting, right? If you don't get to max HP soon. Which isn't that bad, considering you're healing a lot during fights, and once the fight is over, you can easily just jump back onto a Grace and get your health all the way back up. Which, honestly, this might pair well with, like, if you have a sword talisman that needs you to be at max HP to use it anyway. You're going to want to be at max HP, right? So, but then for the relics, so that was just items. This is relics. This one is a Deep Grand Tranquil Scene, so a tier 3 green relic. And it has HP recovery from successful guarding, improved Reaper attack, art gauge charged from successful guarding, +1 continuous HP loss. So it's a third good thing, but it comes with the curse. I don't think successful guarding has a +1 or any of that stuff yet. So that means that we're going to get better versions of relic stuff, which is cool. But you're at continuous HP loss. So you get HP recovery from successful guarding. Like, so it's definitely going to make things, like, rolls are going to have way more of a chance to be bad rolls, probably, but your god rolls are going to be that much more godlier. And we have an invasion. Against 2 people, I think it said. Yeah. Oh, I thought they were making that noise. Oh my god. I didn't realize a blue invaded. I thought that noise was them getting grabbed by the shrimp or the lobster. That's annoying and unfortunate. I have to remember those guys are using blues. But yeah, I don't know. I think having those curses is going to make making builds in Night Rain so much more fun. I'm a little worried it's going to add to crash out as well, especially for the people who already have problems finding good stuff for their builds, like Revenant. Because, if you're a tanky character, you're going to have a way better time dealing with stuff like more damage taken or rot buildup while, not at full HP, etc. But that stuff is going to make things for characters like Revenant and Iron Eye and Duchess and recluse, like way more difficult to deal with. So, yeah. Okay. Oh. That did a lot of damage. How come the first one didn't hit that hard? It's also kind of funny that they went back around and realized that they could just look at me through that. Oh well. But yeah. Night Rain's kind of funny. Because, you know, the depth of night mode, that's the hard mode with the curse stuff. The depth of night mode is one of those things that I feel like they might not change any of the things that they put in. They might just tweak them to be more or less forgiving. You know, they're not going to take away things entirely. 3 people. I don't think these are the same people. The host seems familiar. I don't remember who they are, though. Oh. Interesting. I gotta use the bathroom. I don't know exactly where they are. Sounds like they're killing stuff. Sounds like they're moving. 3 people. 3 people. Just wanted to fuck with them real quick. Before I commit. Pretty sure they have to come up this ladder. You? Oh, but I'm out of mana anyway. That was pretty great. That was a really good one. Holy shit. It was very good. I feel like that's gonna be one of my better videos. Oh, I'm such a little shit. That's one of the reasons this is my favorite build, for sure, easily. Okay. Let's see about getting those invasions going again. Ooh. I do love this build. I love it so much. I forgot to upload content earlier. I do that a lot, I feel like. Because I start stream pretty much right when I also should probably be uploading content. Oh, I already... Okay. Whatever. I'll upload something after stream. Feeble Lord's Frenzied Flame. Oh, because the Feeble Lord is the baby. Because this torch is a baby spine. I forgot. This is the spine of a toddler I'm holding. Or maybe even straight up a baby. I don't know if a baby's spine would be this big. But, you know, it is. Another invasion. This host also seems familiar. What's funny to me is that other summon and the host, they were both so confident. Anubis. In the last invasion, they seemed so confident. But then, you know, I just kind of killed them really easy. I don't think I'm about to get the kill here on these guys. Not right here, I mean later. I will get the kill on them later. Hopefully they see me running here. I did that by accident. You want to keep going? You want to keep trading? Buddy boy? He's got one too, huh? Well, what happens now? You guys just gonna wait over there? I can't get back up there. I'm down here now. I could technically, I might be able to drop down there. I don't think I can though. I think I'm screwed. I think I have to go all the way back around, or I can red finger. Yeah, I mean, I could lose some health and go down there and then go there and back up there. Oh, yeah. No! Oh, well. I don't know why, but I definitely did not expect the summon to come up behind me like that. If I had, I would have probably just killed him. Oh well. I should go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Just in time. Jack Warrior. They have a Jack Daxter picture. Could this be a child? Or someone who made their shit when they were a child and never changed it? Interesting how none of my fireballs hit them at all. Mother of fucking God. No way. There it is. Come hither. Come hither. I don't know where they went. You know what I could go for today? Some like really good, varied in ingredients nachos. Like with, you know, I'm talking like nachos covered in queso, ground beef, chicken, jalapenos, tomatoes, bell peppers, onions. It's like a bunch of shit. I'm not sure if I want to do Elden Ring PvP the whole time. I'm having a good enough time that I think I might be able to. But I also kind of am starting to crave some Night Rain. And we're already at 2 hours. Group Shadow. Is this where the fuck are we? I know where we are. Shit, boy. Damn. Damn, son. I was actually really close to death right there. That's what happens when you both have great swords that you just spam L2 and do mostly magic damage. Or non-physical damage, truthfully. I should say. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. Might only go for 3 hours today. I still gotta go to the store later to get some stuff for future dinners for the week, and also my SO needs some stuff, and she's kind of waiting on me to go. And yeah, I'm kind of not wanting to go for a full 4 hours on this, but I also don't want to extend for night rain. So I don't know. I might just do 3 hours on this and go do the store stuff and come back and play some night rain off stream, or maybe start stream back up, or I don't know, something. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. One of these days in the future, when this is lucrative enough for me to stream multiple times a day, or just stream for 6 to 8 hours a day, maybe longer, maybe 10 to 12 hours, depending on how things are, that's going to be a nice time, because sometimes I do want to just get on and stream for shits and giggles, but it's not worth that amount of time right now to be able to keep doing that. I can't justify it right now. Technocrata. Technocrat. Been hearing a lot about that lately. They look like they might be fucking with those things. Weirdly. Will you guys come in here? What do you think this is? Hold up. Oh no, they're like all over there. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and, like, let you rush me down. I hope you understand. Hmm. Silly bitch. Tricks are for kids. These guys are big babies. They got backhand blades. Weird. We'll just sit and wait for a bit. I just sent the host a message saying, any day, I'll wait and see if they respond. A connection error occurred. Hilarious. I'll try to remember that Technocrata is a little baby back bitch who will only fight me if I'm in an open field with no enemies around. Well, they blender me. Okay, someone different this time. Haven't been doing much torch killing today, unfortunately. Interesting that they would turn around like that. Oh, bro, you don't want this. You do not want it. Of course, they both have great shields and bleed poke weapons. This was actually probably better for me than what it was going on before. Because now I'm back here, and they don't seem savvy enough to realize that I'm going to be back here, so... yeah. It's kind of funny. Are they behind that tower? I can't really tell. No. Did they go to the elevator? What are they doing? Weird. Come on. Any day. Come on. Any day. Any day. Lame. You did not kill them, did you? It's worth. Dumb little bitch. Get blocked. Alright, now we gotta unblock him because he because we want to invade him again if we get a chance. Technocrata replied to me. It's gonna be fun. Okay. I feel like I definitely have something in my fucking ear that I need to clean out. You know what? I need to go buy I need to go to the round table hold, buy some more arrows. At least I think this is one of those. Yeah. Okay. How do I... Yeah. Anubis. I think these are the people that were in the how unfortunate. How very unfortunate. Good thing I went and bought arrows already. Oops. You know, actually, we could probably use that light instead of the torchlight to give myself, like, you know, like I can still see my character, but, you know, actually it doesn't make any sense that your character is lit up from the back. It should be still pretty dark. It should be darker maybe than before, but here we are. Oh man. So I have a comic book idea. I've been thinking about it, I'd say, for probably the last like 10 years. I have been slowly but surely creating a comic book. I don't even remember exactly how the idea started. I knew it was definitely inspired by One Piece. It's always been inspired by One Piece since day one. But I really didn't want it to just be not only a clear copy of One Piece, but I also wanted to make sure that it was actually good before I just started making it. And for a long time, I didn't even have the means to really make a comic like that for the internet or for anything. It wasn't until like maybe 4 years ago that I got my iPad finally, my iPad Pro, and I've been putting out pretty good art and getting better at making art. I've always had like a natural knack for being good at art, drawing and stuff without really having any schooling on it or any real serious practice, but it wasn't until I got my iPad and actually did start practicing. And now I'm putting out, 4 years later, putting out pretty good pieces I feel like that are respectable. So now, after having all this time to think about the comic and finally put it on the page, I think I'm at a point where I'm pretty close to actually wanting to start making it for real. Group Shadow. I remember these guys. I invaded them earlier. I don't remember what they were or how it went. They're a duo. But yeah, so, because of that, I have started to seriously make the character designs for the comic, and I've got most of the main villains thought out. Oh, they're up there. How do I even get up there? Oh, through here, probably. I think. And it's just exciting, having all the designs starting to come together and figuring out who and what I want. Did they fall? I think they fell. Did they fall and then run back? Is that what happened? Yeah. That is exactly what happened. Oops. Damn it! No way that went through fucking... Ugh. Damn it. No fucking way! Damn. Of course. Damn. Yikes. That was close. I do remember those guys. They were in the snowfield earlier. But yeah. Anyway, like I was saying. Exciting to have all the character designs coming together and stuff. And I don't think it's going to be like in the next... it's probably going to be next year that I start for real. Because I'm going to want to be ironing out all the other character designs. Because I've only got, like, you know, roughly like maybe 10 designs figured out for real so far. I've got the main bad guy, 4 really powerful underlings that are, you know, almost as strong, but are like spread out and do their own thing. I would say, if anything, if you watch One Piece or read One Piece, they are like the 4 Yonko. You know, I have like an emu, the 4 Yonko. They're not exactly the same thing, and they've even got their own title that's different, and the role is different. They're not pirates; they're like part of the government. Anyway, point is, on top of those guys, I have a squad of people, kind of like CP9, that are like more of an instrumental tool used by the main bad guy. Because those other 4 guys are not like direct tools; they're like kind of like region leaders. But this like squad of 4 or 5 people, I haven't decided if it's going to be 4 or 5 yet, but I've had them in my head for a long time, pretty much since the beginning. They are pretty defined, less defined in my mind. And then the main character is like group of people that he's eventually going to, you know, bring together in a similar way to how Luffy has done. You know, it's definitely, you'll be able to see the inspiration if you ever read it, but if I ever make it and you ever read it, but you'll see that there's so many differences and all that like, it's kind of like Naruto versus Dragon Ball Z, you know what I mean? You can see the inspiration. You know they were inspired by Dragon Ball Z, but they are their own thing entirely. Thought he was casting a comet at me or something. Motherfucker. You know, when there's 3 of them and they all have everything in the game. Look at him. He's got Melania's katana and Midra's greatsword. 2 of the worst things you can face as a single invader versus a group. What a fucking lovely bunch. Okay, we've got about 15 more minutes before 3 hours hits. And like I said, I'm thinking about quitting stream at 3 hours. Oh, Gizmo's back. What's up, Gizmo? That's why I hate high-level invasions, everything but the kitchen sink. A decent amount of people have everything but the kitchen sink, but a lot of people are sticking to their main thing. That's why typically I don't care very much about it, but in that instance, yeah, it's pretty annoying to have to deal with everything in the kitchen sink. Go ahead, you know. I'm gonna make sure we get you nice and poisoned. Oh my god, after I get done with stream, damn it. Of course. I'm gonna go ahead and block that summon for bringing out double Naginata. Oh my god. Yeah, my mic has been muted. What the fuck? How long have I been muted for? Have you heard me talk at all, Gizmo? Since you came back? What did I mute for? So you haven't heard me talk? Damn, that's wild. Have you heard? Did you hear anything about what I was saying about the comic? Oh my god! What if I was talking that whole time without realizing it about it, and you didn't hear any about it? Nagi's right. I think that was the very first invasion you came back for, or maybe not. That was like the second. I was talking about my comic book idea that I've had for the last 8 to 10 years. And I finally got the means to actually start working on it like 4 years ago, but only now do I feel confident enough in my artistic ability to actually put it on, something and make it a reality. That sounds sick. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you think so. I was talking about how it's inspired by One Piece. It's kind of like, it'll be like One Piece adjacent in the way that Naruto is adjacent to Dragon Ball. So you'll be able to recognize different themes and stuff that are similar, but it's not about pirates, and it's not like the main character looks nothing like Luffy, and he goes about gathering a group of people to aid him on his travels in a similar fashion that Luffy does. And there's a big bad, and then there's like 4 pretty big bads underneath them that serve kind of like the 4 Yonko, but they're not pirates, and they're not like the same as far as like powers or anything. They're very different. So I don't want to get too much into like the power system or anything, but it's definitely, you'll be able to tell that it's Eastern inspired by like manga and stuff more so. I'm calling it a comic book because I'm from America and not from Japan. But I don't know if it would be considered a manga or not because of where I'm from. But, it's going to be very heavily inspired by Eastern manga and other visual novel style shit. Shonen, then yeah, essentially, but I think what I have going for it is pretty good, and the reason I'm mainly talking about it is because recently I have solidified 6 different designs that I'm probably not going to change very much at all, and I'm very confident in those designs and like using them. They've all got names now and specific abilities and like what they do. And I've settled on a theme for most of them that's like overarching, and I think synergizes really well. And I have like maybe 10 other designs in my head that I'm very sure about. Oh, hey. 1 second. All right. I think we're going to go about this pretty much the same way that we've been with these two. Did he just jump off? He did. Oh, and he knocked me off. Okay. That's great. Well, he has to go resummon, so fuck him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Visual novel, I feel like, sounds like a slice of life type shit. I don't know why, but I feel like every time I've heard anyone talk about visual novels, it's always like, only a certain crowd is really about those, and I don't know if that really means anything when it comes to like what it actually means to call something that. But I don't know, because I don't think I can call it a manga, because I'm not from Japan. So I feel like people would be like, technically that's not a manga, and you're appropriating, which, I'm not against it. I'm not about appropriating, but also comics and manga kind of literally are drawn the same way, so I don't really know. Like, other than being from a place. Wait, where the fuck are they? I thought... Shit. Maybe they're doing the loop around crap? I don't think I can get back up there. I think I have to go this way. And jump down here. Yeah. Well, luckily... Oh. Oh, God. Oh, you got some HP. Ah, this fucking thing. Fuck. Ugh. Okay. I don't even really care if I die here. Okay, that was fucking hilarious. Oh my god. That's so funny. Yeah, what time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Or not 3 o'clock, 3 hours. Alright, that's gonna be the end, unfortunately. Damn, missed the easy knockoff. Yeah, I know. Use the term correctly. Appropriation is misused. Would have been sick. Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's the end, though. Thanks for showing up, Gizmo, and anyone else who showed up. I know there was a guy in here earlier who followed. Austin, I think was their name. Yeah, we're going to be getting off here. I will probably be back tomorrow with more PvP or maybe some Night Rain. I'm not going to promise anything. I never should, because I always end up changing my goddamn mind anyway. We got thank you for stopping by if you did, whether it was live or for the VOD. Consider liking, subscribing, following, all the things you can do to support the channel. Simulcast on Twitch and YouTube. If you follow on Twitch, you get free follower emotes. There's a community Discord you can join. Follow the instructions in the title on Twitch, or give me a message and I'll send you the link. Lots of people in there right now. We talk a lot in there, and I update people when I go live or when I switch games or when I have an event planned or anything like that. Also, I'm doing art commissions right now, and if you're subscribed to the channel, you get a $5 discount. Prices start from $20 to $50. Yeah, also been uploading shorts on YouTube, so if you want to go follow on YouTube and check out the shorts, lots of people have been liking those, been getting a lot of good feedback on those, and recently had a real big surge in followership over there. So that's about it, though. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day, and peace out.